Kind of normal hours.
Well, congratulations. I'm happy for you. That's
I
always
reached
good.
we go on air at 5:10,
Well,
so
to do
I
with Tibetan
was worried
medicine,
about being
I'm
late
Uh-huh.
to this.
combining Chinese and Tibetan medicine in my
Had to go on air.
Yeah. I am Shane's sidekick.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fun.
So if you ever hear Beaver on the radio,
I don't, I listen to NPR.
this particular
If
brand.
I listen to the radio, because I don't have to explain any lyrics to my children if it's classical music.
bet you go. And you know what? It broadens the brain.
But now with this new fancy vehicle, did you know you could plug your phone into a car and play your music? I'm just living in a whole new
Oh
world.
my goodness.
I don't have to get it on
I don't have a
CD.
car that new, but I hear that they do exist.
You're just a mess, girl. Stop it.
You can still
I'll
use
not use
CDs.
anything nice.
I am living proof of it. I've got a CD book in my van still, with all my
Listen.
CDs.
At one point I was looking at becoming a teacher at South, like I went to an interview at South High, and I'm like, I just realized that I was driving the car into the interview that I drove away from South
Oh my
High
gosh.
as a high school student for the last time. I was like,
It's time to get a
something's
new
gotta
car."
give. Like,
It's time for new. That's a good car.
Yeah, but you can drive into the parking lot as a
Say,
teacher,
if
but the
I
students
was
are driving
saying that,
bigger,
it'd be a
better.
whole
I'm like,
thing.
dang, like, let me
Them
just
kids
go.
are, they're doing the darn
Yeah,
thing.
the kids' cars were a lot nicer, and then I drove in, like, they moved the faculty parking somewhere else, so I drove and I'm like,
62 Mercury
these
County.
kids have nicer. Trying to duck my head down, but
Remember that, Evelyn, you got a couple coming up here.
Parents' car.
Oh, they are
You know,
retail.
I know they are.
yeah, the car I
I
just
never
got is
actually
gonna be
drove
my oldest car, her car, because I realized she's gonna need a car. That just threw me for a loop that she's gonna need a
But
car
it
by
was
the time.
this, the car I
I had to get
drove
mine
when
a car
I first
for
got my
that
driver's
birthday.
license and I got my
She
driver's.
got a $1,000 beat up car.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Kids need to learn
And
how
if
to
she can
treat
take
things.
care of that, then we'll work on
I drove
something better.
to the end of high school.
But
I didn't get it. I didn't have to work on that back in my days.
I had to buy
Yeah, I
my own
did.
first
The kids were like, I said, get a job.
That's what I want to do for
Go
myself.
ahead, tell them to enroll in a Salina Tech.
During high school, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just bring the car in there. That's your project. Senior project right there.
Yeah, my entire childhood, my parents were like, hey, you gotta buy your own first car. And then the moment I get to high school, they're like, oh, you've done pretty good and like obeyed everything and like you're taking college classes and passing them. So we'll pay for your college classes as long as you're in high school. And then like, we'll let you just keep the car.
Do your
Well, they're-
parents want to adopt another child?
No.
I'm up for adoption.
But then like, they're like, it wouldn't be fair to your brother and sister. I'm like, yeah, I was already planning on buying my own car anyways because like, not about to let you guys just go back on your word anyways, so.
Oh, is that how kids view their parents?
Yeah, weren't you complaining about saying you were gonna have to pay for all your college, and then your parents were like, "Oh, we got you."
Oh, yeah.
That's why I'm wondering if they want to adopt
Yeah, I
anybody.
know.
Yeah. But like they won't do it for my brother because he's starting up Salina Tech classes,
Uh-huh.
and so the classes are free, but it's like $7,000 worth of tools for second year to even start working on cars. So it's insane. And they're
But you get to
making-
keep.
More.
Do they have any kind of discount? A lot of the places, like the technical schools, have discounts on where they can buy their tools from, right?
They gave him everything where they order from, and when my dad went to school there, you could rent tools, but like, my brother hasn't taken the effort to look into that, so
See, there's that word.
it's his problem. He's the one that's got to pay for it.
How are you today? Did you survive your summer? I'm great. I'm on cloud 9 right now, actually, so I'm just gonna be quiet so I can contain myself. I have a car that has air conditioning, terrible. It's a brand new, it's a time, what a time to be alive. I've got air
If
conditioning.
you've got air conditioning, yeah.
Both my-
How do you get out of here? I'm gonna just sit there.
You know, I did let it run while I was waiting to pick up my daughter from school. I'm not even gonna roll down the windows.
Okay, we're ready to call the meeting to order. We can do the roll call.
Commissioner Hostetler,
Here.
Commissioner Cadle,
Here.
Commissioner Holtbergs,
Here.
Commissioner Leanders,
Here.
Commissioner Leachman,
Here.
Commissioner Shellberg,
Here?
Youth on Board Chelsea Glavin,
Glavin.
sorry.
Here.
And before we move forward, Chair Hostetler, I'd like to add an item to the agenda.
Okay.
Item 4.3, just advising everyone that we will have a study session scheduled for right after the meeting, with commissioner training as the topic.
Okay, we got it. Okay, I'm going to move on to the approval of the minutes for the June 11th regular meeting. If everybody can remember that far back and look at the minutes. And if everybody had a chance to look at them, I can get a motion to approve.
I motion to approve the minutes.
Okay. Have a
I'll second that.
Okay. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, aye? Aye. Okay. And I think everybody said aye, so approve the minutes. Go down to the new business. And this is something I want to talk about. Hopefully, we can all have some input. But it seems that we're losing the participation, the interest in our meetings, in the activities that go along with it, our duties, our responsibilities, and we need to make more of an effort to make it a priority. We all agreed to be on the commission, even though it is voluntary. I know that we don't see much going on. We don't feel like we're needed. But still, if we commit to being here and being on the commission, we need to make it a priority to be here. And if we sign up for the extra tasks, if we're not going to be able to make it, we need to speak up and say so. Or if we just don't have the time, just say so. Let us know so that we can get people to help and do the things that we need to get our projects completed that we're working on. Anybody have any comments, questions, concerns, input of any kind? How's everybody feel, though? I mean, I know it's frustrating to not do anything really, or not, we haven't read a case in probably a year, but we still have the responsibility to be here and to represent the commission, so.
It's very frustrating to come and have the meeting called off.
It is, yeah. And we have our goals that we're not meeting, that we all committed to. So yeah, if we can just have everybody try and make an effort to hold up our end of the bargain and what we signed up to do when we agreed to be on the commission. How are we doing with getting the rest of the seats filled?
So I believe that we did have around 4, applications turned in for interest. That is something that the mayor will appoint. They should be appointed within this month, and then the first month with us will be in September.
Okay, so we do have,
So as long as they were all seen as, we have 3 seats. We had 4. So as long as 3 of the 4 were seen as, a person that would definitely be able to bring, something to the Human Relations Commission or kind of meet the requirements that we're needing for those positions that needed to be filled, then hopefully by September we'll have a full board again.
okay. And that'll help a lot too. Because I know it is hard for us to commit every month when we don't have a quorum if we don't, but still we need to put together, more effort and try to be here. Anybody have anything to add of any type? Okay, well, then we can move on to the unfinished business, the case docket log.
And just for time, we're really not going to look at it today. There's really nothing to share per se with you guys as a commission right now. I will say we do have 14 cases right now, and so
That's something to share.
Yes, but besides being able to specifics, as far as I definitely wanted to share that there are 14 cases, but just the specifics, you guys know we can't necessarily go into them. And so at this point, hopefully we're working on trying to get them to a place where we're actually either turning them into you or sharing, what the outcomes were. That's definitely something that we're trying to just really work hard on to get everything taken care of, so.
Has there been any resolution on the ones that you had been working on?
No, actually, these cases have proven to be very interesting. So there have, as of yet, no.
And you still have the employment and the housing ones?
We have about, I would say, seven housing, 1 public accommodation, and the rest employment.
Wow.
So a good little mixture of everything.
Okay.
Do you feel like there's like an insurgence of the need for us in your guys' office? Like that seems like quite a lot of numbers comparing to the ones before.
Over the years, I feel like things have just kind of come in waves. I think we are definitely, unfortunately, I think there was a time where people would come in and for whatever reason just not want to actually fully go through with it. We were kind of talking about how many applications I would have, but then I'd never ever see them again. And so they kind of wanted to start, but for whatever reason, they never got back to us, or we could never find them or be able to contact with them again. I think now they're definitely coming in, but we're just trying to highly encourage them in the moment to get everything kind of signed so that we can move forward with the process. And we've also tried to make some changes in the office to try to, and continue to try to work to just not make that process either difficult or a process to where they have to keep on coming in, because we understand that sometimes is a barrier. So, trying to accommodate, if a person can't come in, can we come to you? If, I've even let somebody know, well, I can't come in until after 5. Well, if you guarantee, I'm willing to stay, if you're willing to, to come. And so we're just trying to, as much as possible, work with our, the community that, just the different scenarios that happen in our community.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, any of the upcoming outreach events and activities?
So I would say the most recent is we will be having a public parlay, a civil discourse open mic this Thursday, the 15th at 7 p.m. It will be at Ad Astra. It is part of their series that they've been having for a couple months now. I think since the beginning of this year, they tried to start having these public parlays. And so we're excited that we were invited to have this be, kind of the focus of it, and be able to go. So we would just really appreciate, I know Commissioner Schellberg mentioned that she's definitely interested in going. As long as no more than 5 or 4 of you go, we would be okay, because we won't be discussing, any business or anything like that there.
I'm going to be there.
Okay.
But if we have more show up, I will gladly leave so that everybody else can stay and participate.
Okay.
But I will be there.
Do you have any idea how long it would last?
I'm not sure. I haven't
Hour and a
been to
half.
the other ones.
It's still come and go, though.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're getting to where sundown is sooner, and I don't drive at night at all, and dusk is not my favorite time to drive. So I would probably want to leave at 8, because sunset's like 8:20.
Yeah, but no, it's
If
come
I'm
and
willing
go.
to come if
Yeah.
I'm wanted. I mean, and it's at Ad Astra at 7,
Yes.
day after tomorrow.
Yes.
Thursday.
Yeah. Okay, I'll come, but I'll leave when it starts to get dusky.
Of course. And again, I haven't attended the other ones, but I do believe it's something very informal. It's,
Yeah.
people are coming and going, people are getting coffee, people, it's just a very unique, I think, setup.
Organic kind of.
Yeah, and I think it's been doing really good. So we're excited to go, and we're just hoping that we have a good variety in attendance. We would really like to see people that are working on social justice, people that are being affected by it, people that maybe have an opposite opinion, of it. I think that's really something that would really help us talk about, just kind of get a full holistic view on this topic and really answer some questions that a lot of people have in our community.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially the people affected would be really, really good. So even if you can't come, if you could get one tenant to come, like, that would really, really help us out, because we know that a lot of people in power will be there, landlords and people that are enforcing laws and different things, but people that are actually living, affected by landlords, affected by what's going on in housing. We really want to hear their voice too. So, and get them excited about what we're trying to do as far as, just making people aware of issues that we have with housing in our community. So that would be so helpful if you all could do that.
I might be the one that comes after Nancy Jo leaves, because it will depend on when I finish with my last patient, but I work across the street, so it'd be easy enough to get over there. And I have been to the past public parlays. I think the last one was on police presence in Salina. And it usually is a pretty good cross-section of the community. I mean, Ad Astra is a community coffee shop, so it's kind of the same people that are normally at Ad Astra, plus people who are interested in this specific topic. But if it's the regulars, there will be tenants there, as well as ex-mayors. And so if it's the usual Ad Astra cross-section, it'll represent a pretty good cross-section of the community, so hopefully. And the ones that I have been there have had good participation and good questions, and so hopefully this will be like the others.
It's great.
Do they have this up on Facebook? Do you know?
Yes,
Is
they
it?
do.
It is? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got it.
I'll make sure to share it.
And I will just say, I think this is a great opportunity to exercise having a civil conversation about something people might not agree about. And that's really what I enjoy about this, is finding common ground instead of things that polarize our community, which I think will be good.
Along with that, can I ask how the Housing Summit went back in June?
So we're still, the data still, the data report still hasn't come out yet. And so once that comes out, we'll definitely let you guys know. I believe everyone that was supposed to attended, and I think it definitely went very well. We've heard positive things about it. So
I feel like there was a lot that came out of it. I mean, the board was full, and I mean, we found a lot of places where people were doing the same things, and a lot of places where there was nothing where there should be. And I think without that meeting, we probably wouldn't have caught a lot of those cross things. So it was definitely a good thing for the community.
Right. Okay.
And then I'll also add, on August 2nd, we attended the Back to School Fair. We had a table there, and we talked to over 100 people. Our goal was to talk to at least 100 people, because, Back to School Fair, our office isn't necessarily the table to go see. Kids are, it's usually the parents that we're trying to talk to. And so with, other tables that have activities and are just maybe a little bit more animated than our table. But we were pleasantly surprised, and we're like, oh no, we're running out of things. And so I think it wasn't quite 200, but we almost got to the 200 mark. So it's always good to be out in the community and have that interaction with them. And so as we move forward and we get closer, the hope is for you guys to start, participating in the tables and getting to participate in that interaction with the community.
Okay. Move to the,
We can, yeah, so we
then-
just, no, it's fine. We just got back from Omaha. If you guys tried to get a hold of us last week and we didn't respond, it was because we were out of the office most of the week. It was our region, our HUD Region 7. We are Region 7 for HUD in the nation, and I believe it's Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, and Missouri. Well, Missouri's questionable right now because they passed a new law that is controversial for them to be in contract with HUD. But we had about, was there like 50 people there, you think, total? So it was 3 fun-filled days of updates and sessions and just trying to soak up like a sponge all the information that they give us. And that's strictly on the housing, definitely on the housing side. But I think definitely in the office, we always talk about housing, employment, and public accommodation. They kind of all flow very well together, and we used, very similar information with all of them. And so any type of education on any of those topics benefits us and the other two. So we came back definitely with a lot of information, a lot of updates updates of nothing has necessarily really changed, I feel like, with things that are happening. But with HUD, you never know. You just kind of have to wait and see what's going on. But we will be, I guess, also talk about how here in the future, we're also going to another housing training sometime in September. So we'll keep you guys updated on that.
Wonderful. Okay. No other upcoming events or anything?
Sorry, I'm just laughing about taking minutes because I'm not used to it. Sorry.
Okay. Don't have any of the public, so we don't need a public forum. Oh, that was just to get it into the minutes that we're going to have the study session after, and to sort of remind us. Okay.
Do we have a date for the next subcommittee meeting of the event?
We do not yet, as of yet. We can definitely schedule that if you would like to schedule that today.
I think we need to, and everybody on the committee's here.
Okay. Would this Friday work for you guys?
It's not your subcommittee, Chris, it's the,
Oh, the other one?
yeah, it's the,
So we're talking Nancy, Joe, Commissioner, Nancy, Joe, Commissioner Terry, and Commissioner Sheila.
right.
The 16th, I'm open all day.
It would have to be after 3:30 for me.
I could do it at 3:45 or 4.
We're like 4 o'clock just to,
Go from 4 to 5?
Sure, that should work.
okay?
Okay.
And then employment, I have down August 27th? Does that still work for
Yep.
In
employment?
there at 5:30?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So Commissioner Hostetler, it works for you?
Yes.
Commissioner Cadle, it works for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Holtburst, does that work for you?
I might look it up and see.
Okay. And Commissioner Leanders, I know you're a newer addition.
Right, and no, I'm out of town on August 27th.
Oh, okay. Are you going to be gone the whole week?
Yes. I leave on the 18th and I get back on the 4th.
Yes, I'm good with the 27th.
Leave on the 18th.
Unless y'all want to meet in Massachusetts.
I would
Hey,
love to. Vacation time, let's go.
so I'll
I'm
leave it up
flying
to you
out
guys
there,
if you
so-
guys are okay with meeting just the three and updating Commissioner
meeting
Leander's.
The 27th,
27? Yeah.
Okay,
and just update Willow?
Yep.
Okay,
okay.
all right. In the same room upstairs, second floor?
Hmm. If anything changed, I'll send out an email, just.
Okay. Anything else we need to discuss? Okay, well, if not, then I need a motion to adjourn, and we can go to the study session.
I motion to adjourn.
Okay, have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, opposed? Okay, meeting is adjourned.
I'd say if you guys, do you guys need 5 minutes, or are you guys ready to go?
Ready to go.
Are they?
So-